Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Salsabila Akhyari from 7A1 class of University of Muhammadiyah, Tangerang. In this video, I would like to answer the midterm examination of computer-assisted language learning. First, the topic of my comic strip is narrative text. Second, the learning objective of my comic strips are students will be able to master the structures of narrative text. Secondly, students will be able to identify the characters of the story. Third, students will be able to identify the settings of the story. Fourth, students will be able to identify the problems of the story. Fifth, students will be able to identify the resolution of the story. Sixth, students will be able to identify the students will be able to retell the story well. Does it really able to be used for adult learner? Yes, of course. Why? Because by speaking and reading the story, students will be more confident in retelling the story. Students will be more confident in speaking English by retelling the story well. Students will be more courage in performing the storytelling. For the vocabulary. Students will be able to improve their vocabulary by identifying the structures of narrative text. And then students will be able to improve their vocabularies when the students are identifying the structures of narrative text from the settings, the characters, the problems, the resolutions, and then students will be able to master the narrative text well and successfully. The procedure of teaching are for the pre-teaching. As a teacher, I want to say greeting to my students, and then I want to ask the students' feeling and condition. Third, as a teacher, I want to check the students' attendance. Fourth, as a teacher, I want to ask them to review the prior knowledge by using Google Form. Next, to the main teaching. I want to warm up my students by draw attention to my students. The teacher will explain about the learning objective of teaching narrative text. And then the teacher introduce the material from the definition of narrative text, the structure of narrative text, and then the teachers hold the comic strip, and as a teacher, I want to ask to my students to explain about the comic strip. I want to ask to my students about this story, and I want to ask to my students to identify the story using the comic strip. And then after that, as a teacher, the teacher asks to the student to create the video of storytelling to the students. First, the teacher asks to the students to choose the story. Second, the students must create the video of retelling, or the students must create video of storytelling. The third, after that, the students must submit the video to me by YouTube. And then after the students are able to upload their video using YouTube, the students can give the link of video for me, especially for YouTube link on Google Classroom. And then for the closing activity, I want to ask the students about the feedback of teaching, and as a teacher, I want to give the brief information for the next meeting. Number 5. For online assessment, for narrative text, I want to assist my students. After the students can upload the video on YouTube, I want to see the Google Classroom first, and then I want to see my students' performance on the YouTube, and then I want to assess them using digital storytelling rubric assessment based on my lesson plan for my students. And then I want to, and for pre-teaching, I want to assess them for the review the knowledge using Google Form. And then after the students are uploading their videos on YouTube, I can see their video on YouTube, and I want to assess them using digital storytelling rubric assessment based on my lesson plan. That's all. I think it is enough. I'm sorry if I have many mistakes to all of you. See you later, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.